course. Try some. Get your Halloween costume ready. Oh, that's true. Oh, that's true. Gee, you just remind me. I do need to order my Halloween costume. My kids want me to be. It's like the bad guy from Sonic, the Sonic movies. You guys know. I'm gonna order. Walk around with my kids as the villain from the Sonic movies. Do I even look like that guy? I don't know. I haven't even looked at it yet. I have no idea what I'm in for. Yes, Dr. Eggman. Yeah, that's it. I gotta look that up now. Let's see. Dr. Eggman. Oh my god. Really? Okay. That's gonna be an interesting costume. Let's see. Wait. Jim Carrey plays him too? Wait a minute. No, maybe not Dr. Eggman. It's the bad guy. Isn't Jim I'm thinking of? Who's the other guy? There's another guy too, right? Knuckles. Who's Knuckles? Isn't that Jim Carrey? Played Knuckles. I'm getting things confused. Oh, Knuckles is a freaking creature. Knuckles is a creature. Okay. Oh, so cool. So I'm gonna be Jim Carrey. Oh, I love it. Now I like it. Costume, but that costume's great. Is it gonna be a big giant egg thing? That's pretty radical. I might just have to keep that costume. I like it. That's who I thought it was. Oh, maybe they want me to play somebody else. Oh, maybe they want me to be Knuckles and not Dr. Eggman. Maybe they want me to be Knuckles. I think because I said, "Oh, you mean Jim Carrey? Oh yeah, that sounds cool. I'll do that. I'll get the mustache and everything." And I haven't even seen the movie, but I remembered that look of the guy. And they said, "No, not Jim Carrey." So damn it, they probably won't want me to be the fucking red furry Knuckles creature. That's all right. I'll put that costume on too. Whatever. I should be Dr. Eggman. I want to be Dr. Eggman. Maybe my daughter will let me be Dr. Eggman. I'll have to ask her. Yeah, exactly. I'll need 2 seats on the plane. I got to talk my daughter into that. All right, you guys. This morning we had retail sales numbers come out, and let me pull them up actually, because it took a lot for the market to digest. There was no change in retail sales month over month, no change, but the forecast was for there to be a tick up in that figure. And in fact, there was a slight tick up if you exclude autos. So autos dragged it down a little bit. But basically, there was no change. And then we also got import prices and export prices, imports and exports. And those came in import at expectation, but export prices were down. So somehow I'm not going to try and fully digest that because it took a long time for the market to digest that. But as I understood it, was incrementally just a smidge of a correction to yesterday's CPI numbers, like a smidge. Like if the CPI numbers meant this, and that's 100% of a move, it was like a 5% a corrective piece of data point to that number. And the market was fighting for a little bit there, and then it finally just started to say, "Hey, you know what? This is a positive for the market in the long run, I guess." And it ran on it. We'll see when the market opens. The market's opening in 8 minutes. We'll see how the rest of the market weighs in on that and votes on those numbers. But in the meantime, we've got oil at 87.5. It's been trending down all night. And gold at 1660-ish, so nothing too spectacular there. But I think the most important thing to note is that we are going to open, it looks like, above yesterday's high. That's a great spot to be in. However, overnight, we were definitely inside yesterday's candle. So we may want to go flush that out and test that out during the market open. So you might see well, there's two ways it could go. We could start to bleed out immediately at the open, and then start to digest all of the overnight range, and that will only put us down a little bit into yesterday's candle, still bullish, and then we may return back to the open and continue. Or we run a bit at the open, green, just like we did pre-market here on this new data, and then probably pull back, go red on the day, and go and digest the overnight trading ranges. So I really don't think we're going to just run. I don't think that's the way we're setting up here. There is a ton of congestion overhead. I don't think we're going to just run. But hey, anything's a possibility. So be ready for those kinds of moves. The worst thing that could happen, I don't know why it would happen, but there's also a fourth possibility, is that we just bleed all day, give it all back, and it's a total bull trap. That would be crazy, but it's definitely out. It's definitely a possibility. I wouldn't rule out any possibility in this market. And anything can happen. I think the likely outcome, though, is going to be we bleed right away at the open and we start digesting overnight's range. And once that's digested, that puts in a low, and then we go and we try to digest the high, this pre-market high, like where we're at now, and possibly re-range for the rest of the day, because it will be low volume by the time all of that's digested. It'll be midday and Friday and a low volume day. So I think it's going to be a bit of a rangy day and a little bit of a sell-off at the open. That is my best guess. We've got 4 minutes until the open, and we're also looking at the following momentum day trading picks here. ATXI, number one, ATXI. And probably in number two, as far as shape and holding VWAP and pivot levels, is IMRA, IMRA. And then after that, LASE, LASE, might go flat the whole day. And then at the end of the day, worth grabbing because it keeps popping every day. And then we're going to keep an eye on IMUX and this one, NTNX, and a couple of others. But those are the ones in pole position. Yeah, what happened with Tesla? Somebody says something about Tesla. I mean, it just moved in concordance with the market. I mean, PayPal did the same thing, and PayPal's, extremely relatively weak. So just because it went up yesterday, I mean, everything went up yesterday. See support. Where do I see support on which stock or on the market? You're asking, and are you talking about today, or are you talking about in the long run? Yep. We're watching LASE. Oh, you're talking about where do I see support on LASE? Okay. Right at the bottom of that base there. It's put in a pretty nice base. The bottom of it is about 488. And then prior to that, it was 480. So, probably 480 would be your your level you would not want to see crack. 480. Right now it's at 496, kind of dumping a little bit underneath of WAP. So that could be that could be an entry, partial entry. right before the market opens. But, you know, got to size your risk and get ready to get out at 480. Anyway, though, I really think that ATXI looks a lot more promising. That was kind of like a Terminator 2. Terminator thing. I would like to be the Terminator. That would be kind of cool. Like with a really shitty, like Terminator 1, when Arnold Schwarzenegger looks in the mirror and it's like completely fake with the red eye. That would be great. Like an obviously taped on red eye. Yeah. Come with me if you want to die. All right, the market's opening in 50 seconds? 50 seconds. All right, there we go. And I believe that we're going to bleed out at the open. Let's see what happens. I'm always curious if it does something different. It is a battle right here at the open. Is being bought, is being sold, is being bought, is being sold. IMRA fading. Fading. You might be able to get a rejection short off of that soon if it goes back into 360. Because there's a big long base there and it's already broke FWAP. IMRA would be a good short, potentially, if it rejects. Okay, the market is starting to be bought up and getting sold off a little bit there. Bit of a fight at the open here. ATXI is holding, which is a good sign. Oh, there goes LASE. LASE is just broken a pivot for an entry at 512. And then you can put your stop there at 490, 488. LASE is at 515 now. It's showing some good potential. Make sure you risk to stop of 480. Just expect, plan to lose. If you win, great. ATXI just popped. There we go. That 350 hit 356. So that puts the pivot point above WAP at 328 for your exit on your risk. Risk to 328 for about 30. What is that? 25 cents of risk. ATXI, the stock market terminator. Come with me if you want to make money. That's good. I like it. The market trying to buy up the open and defend, and so it looks like it's going with plan number 2, I was thinking, which is that it would try to go green, and then it's going to turn red on the day, and then we're going to go digest lows. I think that's what's going to happen. I wouldn't necessarily trade that. It's just that, at least we know what to expect here. And that's what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. But we'll be back. We'll be back. Because we're going to go digest all of the overnight trading session. See what sticks. We're going to bounce here. We're going to break through there. We're going to double bottom. We're going to double top here, there. It all just needs to be digested. And then we'll be back and we'll test the pre-market high. As a matter of fact, right now it's getting bought up again. So we're still in the fight, actually. We're still in this sort of range fight from the open. There's just too much congestion to actually trade whatever direction the market takes if it's down. If the market goes up, we may have something, but I need to see it back test reject bullish before it gets my interest, and perhaps even consolidate and create a block. All right, ATXI is now, it hit 372 and it's now at 363. So that's doing really good. How many of you are on ATXI from pre-market? There were a couple of sort of flush downs towards VWAP market, and perhaps you guys positioned yourself in it. 50-50 chance. If not, then you probably got in at 350, and it's hitting 375 now. Calculator. So we're up 7% on ATXI. 380, 385. Okay, now we're getting some sell-off. It moved almost 10% from our entry. Hey, we'll take it. All right, the market now bleeding out. The market going down. Okay, we cut right through this range from yesterday, overnight rather. And now we're cutting right on through potential support area. Probably going to end up testing this pre-market pivot down here. You're in, Glenn says, okay, tough to respond and trade. Not that good yet. No. Definitely not about that. It can depend, the way things are trading. NTNX is moving from the open around 25. It's now almost 26. So that NTNX that I was talking about, it had a very favorable, I guess, earnings reaction. The fundamentals look like shit. I wouldn't buy it, but apparently, it's moving on that, and maybe it's a short squeeze. Matter of fact, so because it does look rather parabolic. So a little bit of parabolic action. 500,000 shares traded so far on NTNX, about $12 million. ATXI pulling back towards your entry. Make sure you cut at break even and that you've already taken profits at every. It is 10-cent level. 350, 360, 370, 380. She got a couple profit targets there out of it. I think today's going to be a little bit of a slow day. Oh, NTNX is up on buyout rumors? Okay. Are you sure? Because it's running. Buyout 27 to 30. Okay, well, that's what it's doing. So you guys heard it. NTNX probably going to try and find valuation between 27 and 30 on a buyout rumor. That company looked like crap. I think that is probably just a rumor and is bullshit. And this is the last chance for insiders to get out. This is probably going to be a pump and dump, NTNX. Wouldn't touch that company. With a 10-foot gold pole. I guess that was a dad joke. That qualified as a dad joke, I think. All right, LASE coming back up after a flush down at VWAP. Definitely it turned into plan B, flush to VWAP entries on LASE. Oh, we got an alert, which we haven't had for a long time. shaping up? DAR, D-A-R. Take a look at the daily. DAR now breaking out of the line of resistance. You could get 1/3 position now, and more at the market close if it's continued, and then more tomorrow if it continues. So I would take it small and slow. That's a swing 100 trade, and I'm talking to members right now. Not financial advice, educational program here. DAR. Risk. Careful. Now. Near end of day if still strong. That's a swing trade, swing 100. Trade being posted now. That alert should have just went out. LASE is kind of running, but every time you say something, it ends up being a winner, yeah? Well, maybe that was actually yesterday. That was Lizzie, which said something about, what was it? Oh, no, it didn't turn out to be a winner. About DWAC. And I said, no, low volume. So anyway, trust me. And I would say that LASE is not running yet. No. LASE is still basing. Starting to move out of that base. And it's an entry at that point with a stop at 488, like I said. And it's held all of that. So a pretty big move on the market up in an attempt to make a new high of the day. It couldn't, but that's a strong sign. To come. The same, whatever I say about the Qs, same thing about SPY. Qs and SPY move roughly in simpatico. Mike says he took NVIDIA short. I don't know. I think the retracement risk reward is not as good as the long risk reward, but hey, it could work out. It's about a coin flip right now. Hey, Faraz. My puts, they die. Projections on the day. Let's take a look at that. Let me get this closed out here. How do I get chart? That's it. There we go. Volume projections are above average for today so far. It's going to be above average trading day. So we've released a lot of energy yesterday and continuing today. And right now we're 53% bullish volume total. Yields have inched down a hair. So that could give some bullish winds to the equity market. What about Netflix? What does that mean? I feel like the taxi driver in Total Recall when you guys tell me about a ticker. They're like Netflix, and I'm like, can you please repeat your ticker? Just fucking look it up. Look it up. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that ticker. Yeah, but for what? He's looking for Netflix recommendations, Randy. For what? For a day trade? Is he day trading? For an investment long? I mean, that's probably likely it. And or a swing trade for like 3 months. It's definitely a good movie to watch. One of my favorites. So I've pulled it up. I don't know what the fuck you want me to let you know. You let me know what you want me to let you know. Is it what? It makes no sense to just ask somebody to look up a ticker. What the fuck do you want to get out of it? Do they have good movies? Oh. Now I'm catching on. Carl needed to rephrase it for me. Very good. A review of the new Sandman show. Ross says, "Hey there, random stranger. I have 200 shares at 212. So you think should hold this for 3 more years?" Yeah, something like that. Most people are just such fucking pussies. That's the problem. They don't want to let you know that they're losers. So they're like, "Ooh, I have something. Can you take a look at I'm just, pulling this kind of like out of the ether here, but Netflix? Can you take a look at Netflix? I'm curious what you think about that." Uh, yeah, it's not because you're down 80% crying every night and wondering what the fuck you should do. Spit it out. Let me know why the fuck I should take a look at it. All right, we're moving down on the market now. It's definitely bleeding into yesterday's range. These people have no idea what you're doing here. They have no idea what they're doing here either. They have no idea why they're even on the stock market. Either they're 14 and they're on TikTok and their mom told them something, or they're thinking they can get rich if they buy something they're familiar with, and they Netflix all the time. So that, or they're exactly the same as everything I just said, but like 40. So not fully. I can't. We're on TikTok live here. I can't really fully speak my mind. You guys know that. Yeah. You got DAR and it just went down, then sell it. Because the reason we get in is for the thing to work out. If it didn't work out, and leave it alone. See, LASE is not running. LASE is not going anywhere. Here's Lizzie. Lizzie says, check out Pixie. No, if you act fast enough, she can be, you can get about 10% out of what Lizzie says. She's a little late to the game, a little bit late to letting us know every time. But then add a couple of minutes for me to finally see her comment, and then it's really late. But yeah, Pixie, let me check the volume on that. Is that right? It's such incredibly low volume that you really need to change your filters on your scanner, Lizzie. That is, there's no volume behind it, but yeah, it is moving. She's right about that. It moved from 11 to about 13. And maybe it'll tick up more, but I'm telling you guys, there's no volume on it. I think it's going to be a fairly boring day. That can create some setups that we can take advantage of midday. I think it's gonna be a chop day. You probably want to buy the extremes. Yeah, Pixie is now on my moving right now alert list. AGFY also. Let's take a look at that somewhere here instead of Peggy. AGFY. Okay, it went from about 1 to about 120, so 20%. And the volume is $8 million so far. So not too bad. AGFY, somewhat short squeezy and already potentially peaked out. But it is coming back to VWAP, so maybe there'd be a little bit of a VWAP pullback play there for you on AGFI, AGFY. All right, we just cut through a support range on the market. So the market does seem to have some good downside. It looks like, who is it, Carl or somebody? Mike got the NVIDIA puts. That's probably working out. Yep, puts seem to be working. What's the catalyst for all these massive moves in bio? Oh, every single one of them has a different reason. We just focus on what is moving. Every day it's a different set. It's not a single catalyst. Not like 7 companies suddenly discovered the cure for cancer all at the same time. Each had their own incremental reason for why today is an important day for them. Like a head and shoulder kind of getting put in there. Well, thank you. So we found some support around what could potentially be a neckline on a head and shoulders pattern forming on the market. Intraday, small one. So we might be in for a little bit of a bullish retrace here, partial 50% retrace, and then reverse back down and break the neckline.
Alert.
GEHI. That IMRA short played out textbook short on IMRA. VAC test reject. What's up with that? We either caught it really early because I'm not really seeing too much there. If so, it's at 29. Wow, it popped from 16 to 29. GEHI, guys. Gravitas Educational Holdings on only 200,000 volume, and it could be picking up steam in a second here. Here it goes. It looks like it's breaking over 30 almost. 29.97. You don't want to set your stop to about 25. So about $5 a risk on GEHI. Who knows? We might have gotten early alert on that one. ATXI breaking new high, hitting 394 now. $395. Mike says he covered NVIDIA, I guess because I was talking about the market weakness. Strength, like having some momentary strength. But it's already looking like the market's fading and not going to put in that right shoulder, or I'm not sure what's going to happen here. We'll see. $396 on ATXI. Thank God for the stop on LASE. Yeah, 388. What was it? 488. Yes, it broke stop. The 4088. You want to be out of that now. It may make its way back up into that block, that base that it put in. At that point, it's a short. 405 on ATXI. So that's 16% from our entry on ATXI. And don't forget to be taking profits off underneath every 10-cent level. 5 to 20% profits every 10-cent level. Ooh, the market dumping. Pretty hard dump on the market. I'm not sure if something happened. Wow, looks pretty strong. Could have been just a key level break, but my goodness, we've got quite the dump going on in the market. Projecting very high volume by the end of the day now, so I think that we're getting an extreme volume moment here on the market. Maybe check Twitter, check something's going on. Could have been just a key level breakdown. Yeah, that was higher volume than even the market open itself. That was quite the move. Was that on the hour? Did we have? That could have been some data released. Let me see here. That might be the consumer sentiment. I guess the consumer sentiment was stronger than expected by a lot. Not a huge amount, but way more than forecasted, way more than consensus. Not like way more, but 5% higher. And came in at 59.8, the index, versus expectation of 58.3. So that's bad, and that increases the that actually should cause the market to go up based on how inflation reaction was yesterday, because that should cause the Fed to be concerned and to get more aggressive, and the market likes that. Okay, yeah, the market is starting to go up now. The initial digestion was down though, so I don't know. Let's see what happens here. Okay, market is retracing back up. 50% retraced. Doesn't seem to want to commit to it. Pull back. Pushing up again on lower volume. Nothing's going to quite match the volume on that drop there. Yeah, amazing. That drop was 3 times the volume of the previous report that came out at 8:30, and then twice the volume as the market opened. Your puts got filled. Oh yeah, it's very hard to say, Joe. I mean, you got to be able to trade. You're trying to trade the market unless you're doing a swing trade. If you're trying to day trade it, then you need to be able to day trade it. You can't just be like, I hope it's gonna be okay. You need to be able to exit your position or enter your position multiple times per day if you're trying to day trade. Anyway, fingers are crossed for you. That's funny. All right, we're coming back down towards the bottom again. However, we're probably likely putting in a just consolidation area here. Like a range. I'm watching it closely. Got 3 profitable trades in there, but they're pretty scalpy. Because there's no direction yet. Ah. Okay, we're moving back up towards the upside now. How are the momentum stocks going? Let's take a look over there. Pixie hitting 15. Anybody on it? Lizzie strikes again. 16. It's now out of a halt, I think. 17 almost. Lizzie let us know when it was around 13. It pulled back to about 12. It's now going into a halt at 17. PIXI, Pixie. I told you, she said. Also, BMRA apparently was moving. I don't know what the shape of it is now, but BMRA, another one. Biomerica. We're the company that's fingerprinting guns. No, I don't know what they do. Biomerica. Broke a little pivot there in the consolidation area. We may be testing the low in a second here. Like we're going to break the low. And we're going to go, we're going lower. And Pixie hanging out around 17. ATXI just did a flush. Watch out. LASE still fading. Ehe didn't really follow through. All right, we could be watching this all day, tick by tick. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I'm going to focus on my trading, and I'll see you back in the group. You can hit up the momentum area to stay on top of the momentum stocks, and otherwise member chat or active trader lounge. Thanks, everybody, and if I don't see you, have a great weekend.
Alert.
All right. You're welcome.